Okay, today we're going to do Module 7, Lesson 18, and our objective is I can measure an object using different length units and compare. So we're going to measure some lines today, and we're going to use our inch ruler and our centimeter ruler. First, we're going to measure in inches. Then we're going to measure in centimeters. And then we're going to take a look at our measurements and talk about what we notice. So I'm going to take my inch ruler, and remember when we measure, we always line up the ruler at the very end, or the first mark, which is 0. So I'm going to carefully line up my inch ruler so that the line is at the edge of the line. And now I'm going to go to the other end of the line and look and see what number it's closest to. So this line is 3 inches because it's closest to the 3. So here where it says inches, I'm going to write 3 because it's 3 inches long. Next, I'm going to use my centimeter ruler. So again, I'm going to line up with the end of my ruler where the 0 mark is. So carefully lining up, and then I'm going to go to the other end, and I'm going to look and find the number that the end of the line is closest to. So if I look at the end of the line, it's closest to 8. So that means my line is 8 centimeters long. So I'm going to write an 8 where my centimeters are. So now let's take a look at our measurements. We said the line was 3 inches long, but then when we measured in centimeters, we said it was 8 centimeters long. So why are the numbers different? Well, the numbers are different because the units that we are measuring them in are different. If you look and compare an inch to a centimeter, we can clearly see that the centimeters are smaller units. There is less space between each of the numbers. The inches are longer or bigger units. There is more space between each of the numbers. So the measurements are both correct, but because the units we used were different, the numbers, the measurement numbers, are also different. So centimeters are always going to be a longer or bigger number when you're measuring an object because these centimeters are smaller units than the inches. Let's take a look at this again. So again, I have a new line. First, I'm going to measure in inches. So I take my inch ruler, carefully lining it up to where the 0 is. And I'm going to see what number is closest to. Here, it happens to be right at the 2, which means my line is 2 inches long. So I'm going to write a 2 under inches. Now, I'm going to measure using my centimeter ruler. So bring my centimeter ruler up, again lining it up where the 0 is, and then looking to see what number it's closest to. Well, this line is closest to the 5. So that means that this line is about 5 centimeters. So I'm going to write a 5 on the line. And again, we notice that my inches measurement is a smaller number than my centimeters measurement. And again, remember, that is because each centimeter is smaller than each inch. The centimeters are smaller units, so we're going to have more of them. So let's try one more. Again, using my inch ruler, going to line it up carefully where the 0 would be. Looking at the ends, I find the number it's closest to. So this line is about 4 inches. So I'm going to write 4 on the line. And then I'm going to take my centimeter ruler and measure the line again, lining it up carefully at the end where the 0 would be, and then looking to see which number it's closest to. So here it's closest to 10, so this line would be 10 centimeters long. Again, my centimeters is a bigger number than my inches because centimeters are smaller units and I can fit more of them on the line. Inches are larger units and they take up more space, so I can fit less of them on the line. You're going to take a look at this problem on your own. So this line has already been measured. This line is about 1 inch and about 3 centimeters long. I want you to think about these measurements and then answer the question in your notebook. So you're going to write, how can both measurements be correct? Which one is bigger? And then tell me why is it bigger than the other measurement. So looking at the measurements up here, I want you to explain to me why one measurement is bigger than the other. What causes it? But how do you know that that is still correct? When you've finished answering this question in your notebook, you're done with today's lesson.